everyone. Welcome to my Five Senses Experience podcast, the place where we explore our five senses. What we see, hear, smell, touch, and what we taste. I'm Kat, traveler, passionist, and your host of this podcast. Yes, I am so excited to finally launch this podcast. So apparently, whenever you launch any podcast, you start with episode 0. And this is the pre-launch of my Five Senses Experience. So before we actually kick off with the first episode, I want to give you a little of an outlook on what to expect and to make you get as excited as I am for exploring our senses. We are all on an adventure, experiencing and exploring new things, finding others, and actually particularly finding ourselves. We want to make sense of your journey. So we aim to change your perception of experiencing. We want you to capture memories for a lifetime and to create a community in which we actually inspire each other and help each other to grow and develop both ourselves as well as our senses. Now, pause for a second. You may close your eyes and then think of your favorite memory. Maybe it's being in the nature, maybe it's meeting new people in foreign countries, or even just eating ice cream with your friends on the beach. Whatever you like to revive, ask yourself, what made this moment so special? What did I see? What did I hear? What did I smell, touch, and what did I taste in that moment? I love traveling, and I was gifted and lucky enough to make the most amazing experiences and to be on the greatest adventures. But anytime I get home, I face the same situation. So friends and family ask me, oh my gosh, cool. So what did you do? What did you see? Tell me. So I might show some pictures. I might sometimes even show some videos. But what I actually remember, what made this experience, this trip so special, goes far beyond the vision. It goes far beyond what I saw, far beyond the fact what we did or what we saw, experienced, whatever. So I actually have trouble putting my experiences into words. And I know that I'm not alone. So I have so many friends and I know so many people actually facing the same difficulties and the same challenges. So to give you an example, 2 years ago, I was volunteering in a primary school in rural Namibia. And we were volunteering, or I was part of a group of volunteers in this privatized hostel and primary school. And it was about 95 kids from very poor socioeconomic backgrounds. Some of them, were sick, orphans, all of that. And one day there was a girl, she was 11 years old, and she was called Sunflower. And Sunflower came to me and she told me that she was HIV positive and that her family could not afford the medical treatment. It's enormously sad. But what I remember is not the fact that I was the first person she opened up to and that we sat behind the school building, hugging each other and, living this moment and making sure she's not alone. What I remember is that I saw her eyes filled with tears, need for love and fear, that I could smell her skin and her fresh Vaseline on her hair, that I could hear her sobbing. And actually today, anytime I smell Vaseline, I get remembered and I get reminded of this situation, this particular event, which truly touched my heart and which truly shaped me as a person and made me become the person I am today. So now you might ask yourself, well, right, why are you telling me this one? Why are you sharing it with me? Well, too often we focus on the what instead of how we experience. And especially in everyday situations, it's not just why we travel. Our brain is trained to immediately interpret our perception and to sort of cluster specific smells or flavors. We visit foreign countries to experience the cultures, to learn and speak new languages, and to also eat foreign meals, right? But in fact, we did some surveys to explore this one further, and our surveys showed that only a third of us actively focus on the flavor, even though we travel to, eat specific and foreign food. And actually only 28% of us apply the senses of touch and smell. That's just over a quarter. So we sort of ignore these senses or we don't really become aware of them. And we want to change that. In my Five Senses Experience podcast, we will explore the senses together. We make you become more aware of how you experience beyond your vision and to improve you as a person. You will learn about recent research, about some trends and how different professions require different senses. Did you ever wonder what you hear on top of Himalaya? What you smell on safari in Tanzania? What photographers see through their artistic eyes and through the lenses? How blind people relate on their other senses? What and how sommeliers taste? Maybe how we smell, how the senses change during pregnancy or after fasting, and how the five senses can actually become part of meditation. Well, dear, we got you covered. Listen to the podcast to be inspired by our guests who will share their favorite memories based on the five senses. What we see, hear, smell, touch, and what we taste. To become aware of the senses, you may start little, like right here and right now. Look around and then think how you would describe what you currently see and experience to someone who is not present. Be as detailed as you can in your mind and imagine that the other person would actually create a drawing based on your description. Thank you so much for tuning in on whichever medium or channel you prefer, Spotify, Apple, or Google Podcasts. Stay tuned and be as excited as I am for our upcoming guests, for their storytelling and all the inspiration about the senses. You can also follow us on social media and then share your favorite memories on the hashtag #MyFiveSensesExperience. Again, thank you so much and have a wonderful day ahead.